Hi, it's Tim Hagan from Progress Coaching, and welcome to another episode for the Coaching Conversations podcast. Now, we are on Stitcher, we are on iTunes, and multiple different channels. Please check us out. Now, one of the things that you'll get out of our podcast episodes is a lot of content, a lot of strategy. It's not fluff, it's not concept, yet we really want you to engage with the content and let us know your feedback. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. If there's topics you'd love to have us address, we would love to share them with you. Let us know your impact and let us know your feedback.
Personally, I hate the title of getting buy-in to coaching. There is no buy-in to coaching. See, coaching is a byproduct of something that's happening every single day. Leaders are communicating with subordinates. Peers are communicating with other peers. Subordinates are communicating with upper management. People are communicating with each other. It's a language. Coaching is another language. It's a byproduct of the communication already occurring. Now, if somebody calls somebody into the office, what's the typical response? It's typically, uh-oh, I must be in trouble. So when a boss calls you into the office, we get a little bit nervous. Why? Because we think we're in trouble. Why is that? Because we condition that. Now, a leader might say, well, wait a minute, I'm not coaching. Yes, you are. If you are always calling people in to give the constructive feedback, you are coaching them to leave the company. May not be your intent. People are not leaving training departments. They're not leaving human resource departments. The number one reason people quit their jobs is because of their direct manager, whether fair or unfair. So when someone says, I don't buy into coaching, great. What are you doing to develop talent? Well, that's the training department's responsibility. It is. Do they do the end of the year review? I mean, it's a smokescreen. The reason that leaders do not want to coach, they will first use the objection of time. Time is a smokescreen to, I do not know what to do or say. It is a different language. I don't think anybody can argue that most people lack self-awareness. I cite Tasha Urich's work all the time. 95% of the people in her survey said, yes, I'm highly self-aware. 85% ended up not being self-aware. Only 10% were of that 95%. That means 8.5 out of 10 people are lacking self-awareness. So when a boss speaks to the boss who doesn't buy into coaching, really think, oh, when I told that guy he had a bad attitude, it really resonated with him. No, it didn't. They shut down. They're not listening to you. When you want to drive awareness, you have to ask questions. That is probably the major component of coaching people. So when you coach people, that's the major component. Driving self-awareness, asking questions. That is a transition for many leaders that will be easy, somewhat hard, and for some people, very hard. So when someone says, well, I don't buy into coaching, you're already coaching people. You're already communicating with people. Why not maximize those interactions to drive and retain talent? It makes no sense when people say, well, leaders don't buy into coaching. I get when people say that. I get when training and human resource leaders say that. Let me address the leaders for a second. If you say you don't have buy-in to coaching, if you have kids in youth sports, tell them not to go to practice. They just show up for games. Would you do that? Would your kid be worthy of playing time? And what do you do at the end of the year review when you start giving feedback and according to you, you don't buy into coaching? And let's say the training budget was slashed and there wasn't much training. And you're going to give someone feedback saying, you didn't improve. How can anybody look at another human being and say, I didn't provide you the resources, I didn't buy time for us to spend together. I certainly didn't coach because I just don't buy into it. And I'm going to have to give you lower marks because you didn't improve. The message is you need to improve on your own. Now, I'm actually not against that, yet that's a really tough message. So I'm going to say it. There is no buy-in to coaching. Coaching supports what you're already doing, which is communicating with your subordinates.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Coaching Conversations by Tim Hagan and Progress Coaching. Now, our company is always coming out with new and innovative solutions to help leaders coach their employees. And recently, we just created a new service called Coach to You, where leaders can pick and choose topics and assign 7 to 21 day programs for employees to learn and, more importantly, apply actions and then reflect and share what they're going to do going forward as a result of the learning. It's called Coach to You. We're literally bringing coaching to your employees. If you're intrigued, we'll have a link in each one of our episodes where you can get more information. And again, thank you so much for listening to another episode.